excited today to have a coach and a player relationship, to have that conversation, how important that is. And we have Coach Byron Mattox with me from just retired coach from Walnut Ridge High School. Had great success there as a football coach, coached a lot of great athletes. And the one we have on today is Malik Harrision. Malik played at Walnut Ridge, played at The Ohio State University, and now is a member of the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL. So I'm just excited to have this conversation. So, Coach, first off, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Tim. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And Malik, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. Doing well. We kind of up here, I know I'm going somewhere warm to train, but
yeah.
We ain't mad at you,
I gotta get out this cold and get some more.
We ain't mad at you. Coach Matt, let's jump right in. Can you talk about when you first met Malik? I know Malik came to you as a ninth grader. What was it about him? What was special about him?
Well, I mean, when he came in, he was just a young kid, but you could tell not only from some of the feedback I got from the middle school, but in the basketball debates with the basketball at that time. But he was a long kid, worked hard, soft spoken, just kind of went about his business, but was always dependable and doing the right thing. So then you see him move around, and you kind of can, as far as I can always kind of project a future, what might be for a kid at a young age, kind of to see what kind of project of what their abilities may be as they move on through high school, working out and just growing as a young man.
Yeah, that's good. Malik, we know that you have a great relationship with your dad, and where that foundation started. Talk a little bit about your dad and those things that he instilled in you and preparing you for high school, just getting there.
I know, just growing up, my dad, he was real disciplined, it all just paid off, just growing up. But, just seeing his hard work from, him, just jotting down what he wanted to do with, his business, and to see that go on papers for him, like this long hours, doing something that he didn't want to do at first. But, he had to do that. So just seeing his hard work, and how he hustled, that engraved into me. And then that's how I got, to where I'm at now.
Right. When, being a great athlete and also being a basketballer as well, when did you realize that football was your passion, Malik, that was the one that was going to carry you the furthest, or whatnot, so to speak?
I started feeling that when I, got my first offer. My first offer, I believe, was Western Michigan. After that day, I was like, this is my ticket the way out. At the time, I was trying to get no basketball. I was getting looks, but I didn't get no offers. But I believe that was my junior year. I think that was my junior year when I first got that Western Michigan offer.
Coach Mattox, you've coached a lot of guys who have gotten those offers. What about Malik and that recruiting process with him that kind of stood out?
The thing with Malik was, I loved the way he just went through the whole process as far as not committing, doing all his research. And his dad, he's going Mr. Harrision. Just a tremendous father as far as his guidance, his just knowing, asking the right questions, just kind of putting Malik in the right place as far as, what was good for him, because I don't think anybody knows him any better. Mm-hmm. But as far as the process went, I knew Malik was going to get a lot of attention. And I think that was spring of your sophomore year, Malik, I think. Mm-hmm. But Coach would come in, they shake his hand, and Malik would leave. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you got big," all that kind of stuff. And they'd get to play basketball, and then they hear about him running track or see him doing something on the track. So it was kind of they were coming around all directions for Malik, and he handled that process really well. There was some stressful times. It's supposed to be when you're making a tough decision. So he handled it and made the best decision that he could make.
Yeah. And I know, Coach, your conversation with coaches, I'm sure it was based on his athletic ability, but also on his character. Can you talk a little bit about Malik's character and how important, and for this audience, just how important that is when a coach talks to another coach about character?
I mean, it's huge. And, the thing with Malik was if I wasn't in the building and a coach came in to the school and couldn't find me, they could really almost go to any teacher in the building and just get positive feedback as far as his character, how he carries himself in the hallway, how he communicates with people, how he communicates with his peers, how he works hard in the classroom. So he checked all the boxes, and you can't say that about every kid. Sometimes you only want the coach to come and see you, and you can hide them from certain people who you're hoping a kid rest. But with Malik, it was real simple in that case. You just tell the truth, and I always try to tell the truth with coaches. But with Malik, you could take him around and. Every experience I want to say with the adults in the building and let's say the kids that actually had communication or, feedback from him, it was all positive.
That's good. Malik, Coach mentioned about how stressful that process got and that recruiting process got. I know you ended up at Ohio State kind of on late signing. Can you talk about that process and how that was for you?
Towards the beginning, it was fun, just offers, just keep coming in, I'm getting offer left to right. And then, once it started getting to, my senior year and it's getting closer, it's like countdown, getting closer down to, signing day, coaches is coming in like, yo, we got this, got that, you got schools are saying, oh, we'll offer you double scholarships, you commit right now. And then like once it got to like, I say December, as soon as Ohio State offer, that's when it, really started to get stressful. Everybody was pressuring me, just commit now, come to the campus, take your official. But like at one point in time, I stopped talking to coaches that, my final, decision of who I was, considering. I stopped talking to them for like, I say maybe a week. Like I remember one day, Coach Fickle, he was blowing on my phone. I did not answer, and then next thing you know, Coach Mattox called me, Coach Fickle here. I said, "Oh man!" Like I walking down to his office, I said, "Man, he's about to ask about this." So I told him, like, "Man, I'm just stressed out right now. I just needed a break. You need to call somebody, talk to Coach Mattox or talk to my dad. Right now, I'm drained out with decisions. My head is spinning. So I was like, man, I just need from it. I don't want to talk to no coaches, no nothing."
Mm-hmm. I know as you're going through that process during that stressful time, Malik, and this is for for some high school student athletes. Well, what really got you through that? What was the thing that really got you through that during that time?
Just talks with Coach Mattox, was it my lunchtime or, when I'm in class with him, we'd just sit down and just talk, just weigh out the options, just the pros, the cons, and then, just going home, my dad and just talking to him, he want the best for me. So, he's going to stick behind me, or whatever. Like if a coach called and be like, hey, can I get Malik? He's busy, he knows when I'm stressed, he's gonna vouch for me, he's behind my back all the time,
That's good stuff. That's good to hear that you got to have somebody who has your back, and you're blessed with, you got your dad at home, and then you go to school and you got that refuge in Coach Mattox, who's also going to tell you the truth as well. And I think the other thing that young people have to understand, you got to go talk to somebody who's been there, who's been through the process. And obviously Coach Mattox has been through the process before, with other athletes, so he kind of knows what's real talk and what's just talk, which is so important. So, Coach, what was about Coach Fickle? What was about Ohio State I know you had a great relationship with Coach, and I know Malik was a good athlete. They were looking. Naturally, you had him playing quarterback, there, and then so what was it about Coach on that defensive side?
Malik's sophomore year, he only played quarterback. Junior year and senior, he played, we got him, we were smart enough to try to get him on some defense.
Right.
But with Coach Fickle, he was always, fighting for Malik, as you know, from what I understand at the Ohio State, in coaches meetings and whatnot. Because Luke being a Columbus guy and playing Columbus guys, and just kind of understands the whole dynamic of everything. So he always kept Malik close. We thought we had a big 7-on-7 one day, and then they had the Friday Night Lights, and Malik had that was a long hot day, and Malik went up to the Friday Night Lights, ran around a little bit, and then they didn't. We thought they might offer, and they didn't offer, and then he played against We played Waterson, and he completely dominated the game with Coach Meyer at the game, and and Luke, other offers are coming in, and Coach Fickle is, like, I'm pounding the table, I'm fighting for you, just keep doing it, be patient, all that type of stuff. And then they finally offered it. And what I liked about how Malik handled that was everybody that knew of the Ohio State offer, they thought he would instantly commit. And he weighed out his options. He took a lot of played it slow and made the right decision for him. So, but Coach Fickle was fantastic in the process. And I remember one conversation when that day when Malik was not talking to any coaches, and Coach Fickle, when they sat in that room behind the the gym, and Coach, I was, after Malik left, I was like, he's just kind of stressed out. He's like, it's supposed to be stressful. It was like, it's right. Stressful playing at Ohio State. It's stressful being from Columbus, playing at Ohio State in a lot of situations. So the better he handles it, the better it'll work out. And he handled it, and it's worked out.
Great.
And then, like, a lot of people don't know, I actually, so, they was pressuring me, they kept saying, like, we only got a couple slots left and that's in class. A lot of people don't know that I actually told Coach Fickle, like, I'm not ready to make my decision right now. Y'all can take your offer back, but, I'm not committing, right now. So a couple hours later, he hit me back and was like, all right, we basically, they said it was going to save a spot for me until signing day.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. That's great. I think for young people to know how that process works, and you got to go through the process, and the coach and both you guys realize the stress of it, but it all works out in the end. And so here you are, the Ohio University offer, going to Ohio State, a young man from Columbus City Schools. How important was that to you, Malik, to be that guy to represent the city?
It's a lot of examples that, that it was important for me. That, that was really one of the main reasons, because you really don't, there's a lot of kids in the city that, just get overlooked just because they're in Columbus Public. There's a lot of talent in Columbus Public, but, it's just the competition or, the grades or, just the school that they go to. So me going to Walnut Ridge and, just going 15 minutes up the road and playing at a high level, and, being one of the best, players on the team was a big role for me to just motivate kids that's in the Columbus Public. Every time that, somebody talked to me in interviews, I emphasize on Columbus Public. I'm not, talking about, the outskirts of the Pinkerton, the Gahannas, things like that. I'm emphasizing on Columbus Public. I take pride in Columbus Public. No matter where I'm at, you got guys that, went to, big time schools, and I'll still be like, man, we'll beat y'all. It might be a stretch, but hey, I'm going to stand, you feel me? I'm going to stand with Columbus Public.
Right. I see your hat. I see you got your 614 hat on today.
I'm always
representing.
Always repping my city, man. I love Columbus.
Yeah, oh, that's good. That's great. So you guys, once you got to Ohio State, your relationship with Coach Mattox continued. You had this Friday routine, Friday before every home game. What was that routine?
So every Friday, we got to be in the building, I forgot what time, but I will wake up extra early, just to drive all the way out to Livingston. I go get my donuts. I get 3 bow ties. What is it? 4 legs. Because there's some guys on the team. Actually, I told them, like, yo, these the best donuts in the city.
Right.
And I let them try one. and they say, "Oh yeah, you gotta get us some every time. I give you the money right now."
Right.
So I like it. It got to 3 bow ties and four regular glaze, 3 bow ties, and about 10 regular glaze because there's so many people team that just wanted it.
Right.
And they like really was dependent on me. Like it was like it got to a point where it was really like the donuts was their routine too.
Right.
But I go get the donuts and then I'll go right down the street, go to one of the Ridge, just chill, go say what's up to everybody in the building.
Yeah, I think that's important, that relationship, how that continues. Coach, what was it like for you to see Malik come in the building before every home game? What was that like for you? And I know you're getting ready for your game. You're getting ready for your game on Friday.
A couple of times he got me out there on the field trying to write the field before the game. No, we hang out for a minute, kids. It's funny because, Malik, since he was a freshman, and then you see some of these young freshmen looking at Malik like around the corner, kind of whispering, pointing. I'm like, man, come on over. He'd talk to you.
Right.
But it was good. He'd hang out for a minute, then he'd go make his round. So it was good. And then we go to lunch. I don't know. We go to different places, mix it up a little bit, and then he go on his way. Watch him on Saturday.
Good. And I know, Malik, it was important in that recruiting process that your dad got a chance to come to games. Your family got a chance to, come and watch you play all 4 of those years. I know that was important to you as well. What was that like for your dad, seeing you out there, your family seeing you out there on Saturdays?
He loved it. I still remember the first time that he took me to like just some house. Like I've ever been to the stadium was it was a spring game. He took me to it was a crazy day. What happened? Something happened with the car. Basically, we had somebody drop us off just as close as we can get to campus, and then we walk from there. Right. All the way to the stadium. But, I loved every second of it, because, it's Ohio State. Like who doesn't love Ohio State when you're from there? But, just him, I remember his first time ever being in a stadium, and, I wasn't playing. I didn't play a lot. Like, I was on special teams. Mm-hmm. But, the one person I can always hear is my dad. no matter what game it is, I get in, hey, 5 minutes left, I get a tackle. Hey, I'm looking straight at him. He's going bananas like he just won the Super Bowl. Like we just won the Super Bowl.
Right. That's a great story. And it's something you know your dad's voice. We know that voice.
Oh, yeah.
100,000 people in the stands or whatever, but you know that voice.
Mm-hmm.
How important that is. As we wrap up, this has been some great conversation. Just a couple last questions for Coach Mattox. Can you speak to coaches? How important it is to have that relationship, or how to develop that relationship with players?
It's huge because a lot of times you'll run into kids that have they might not have all the support they need at home or in the community, and especially the times we're in now, as far as a lot of kids not being in school that much, to have those relationships with those coaches. It's important to you gotta. Back in the day, it wasn't as big, but now it's, kids, they need to trust you and know that you have their back and you're supportive, but you're also, tell them the right things and push them and challenge them and demand that they're responsible and they're hard, have a good work ethic. All those things are tied in, but I think you do that as a coach, no matter if it's your best player or just an average player, it builds those long relationships that we all kind of talk about, but sometimes doesn't necessarily happen. But you got to do it. You got to do it nowadays, and it's just part of the job.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Malik, I know we're in an era now where a lot of times young people, particularly young players, they don't want to listen to the coach or whatnot. They got all these other people in their ear, trying to tell them what to do and all that. Well, what would you say to a young athlete about how important that coach is in their life?
I'll say, your high school coach is your best availability, just to get to college. They just the history that they have with coaches, Coach Mattox, he has, when I say unbelievable, like so many coaches that he knows, like, high level, low level, D2, don't matter where, like he can get you into a school, like, but you got to be willing to trust him. Trust is the biggest thing. Just the relationship, you have to have trust. If you don't have trust, then, the kid is, that's how they wander off, and just trust somebody else that doesn't really know what they're doing. Your high school coach knows exactly what they're doing. They coach a while, or they've been somebody that that knows how to do that.
That's good stuff. Yeah, you got to trust them. You got to trust them. They know, like you say, coaches have a lot of relationships, because they've been around. Obviously, those coaches they come in the building. Sure, they come to see players, but they also come to hang out with Coach Mattox as well, just to pick his brain a little bit as well on the next kid coming down the pipe. So all that's so important. Lastly, and we'll start with Malik this time. Malik, give me Coach Mattox story. Give me some of those sayings. Give me one Coach Mattox funny story.
Funny story. Yeah. Remember in the game, I think it was my sophomore year. This is my first year, really ever playing quarterback. And, no, actually, I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna go to my freshman year. Right. My freshman year, Independence game. I was playing quarterback at JV that year, and the backup quarterback, he wasn't able to play that game. So, it's raining bad. It's all muddy. Right. And our starting quarterback, it was Q. I forgot what happened. Either, he had a cramp or he had a pee, something like that. I just know I had to get in the game. And, they was like, Coach Mattox was like, yo, just get us through the game. He told me to play. I ran out a little bit, went to the numbers, came back and said, huh? He said, man, tell him this, then you just run up the middle. I ran to the huddle. He told me to say this, and I just run up the middle. They said, huh? I said, man, he just told me to run up the middle. I said, just line up, and I just run up the middle. It was like, all right. And then I did that, got, a yard or two. So after that, came back to the sideline. He said, all right, good. He said, now you got to throw a pass. I said, huh? You got to throw a pass. So I remember just getting a snap. It's wet. And I just ball. I was like, man, I don't care where it's going. I cocked back and just threw it. And the ball was all wobbly, duck. Incomplete, but hey, made it through the half.
Right, through the pass, just following directions.
Yeah.
Kept it simple. Run up the middle, and next one, just throw a pass. Don't get any simpler than that. That's too funny. Coach, give me a Malik story.
Well, there was one time that Malik was hanging with the older guys a little bit, and we would always have our little rivalries with I want to say Independence, like right down the road. And a couple of the guys went over there to pull a high little prank, and Malik got in the car. He went with them, and then of course the principal calls us, and they get back. I'm like, look, Malik, they on a different, seniors on a different little plane than you are. I was like, don't always get in the car.
Right.
It was like,
I did my senior prank my freshman year.
At least you got out the way early. Got out the way early. Man, it was just a lot of good times and a lot of fun. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. You can look back on. That's how important that relationship is with coach and player. You can look back at times and just have some good memories, some good laughs over those experiences. So, guys, I want to thank you for this time. And Coach Mattox, I want to congratulate you on a great career, of coaching at Walnut Ridge, has coached at different schools, and all you've done for young people. And you have truly been a blessing. Truly been a blessing. Malik, I want to just want to encourage you as you continue to go through and know that the best is yet to come. You ain't seen nothing yet. And I know I used to come down to Ohio State and do some reflections on Fridays and Sundays, and I know that God has a plan for your life, has a plan and purpose, and that foundation has been solid. I just want to commend you for being a great young man and becoming the man that God's called you to be. And I'm just so excited that relationship you have with your dad, how important that is for you and for him as well, because you know the hard work. You know the sacrifice that dad has made and continue to make, and it's just a blessing that you continue on with that. And so I want to thank you guys for this opportunity to just have this, to chop it up, as the young guys will say, have this conversation. All right, I appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you.
Okay, babe. All right, take care. Thanks.